Hi there. In this video we're going to be looking at two fairly simple examples of adding custom columns here in Power Query. So to start off with, we're in add custom columns.xlsx and we're in the sales amount or the sale amount sheet, and here's the data we're going to work with. So let's click on it, head over to Power Query and head to get data from table. Okay, so as you can see, this looks like some transactional information from our lemonade stand. We've got the time that the sale was made, we've got the product that was sold by its ID and its name, we've also got the unit price and the quantity sold. What we don't have is the sales for each individual line. So we know what each unit cost, we know how many were sold, but we don't know what the actual sales was, and that's something that we're interested in. So let's go ahead and add that piece of information pretty quickly. We're going to head up here to Add Column, we're going to go to Add Custom Column. Okay, and so here's where we write our custom formula. We're going to call this sales. So here's where you name your new column, and here's where you write the formula for your column. So you could do, something meaningless like 2 and get the number 2, or you can do like 10 times 15 if you wanted to get something like that for no particular reason. But what we want to do here is we want to multiply the unit price times the quantity sold. And that's pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over here, and so if you'll notice, all the columns that are listed, that are here in the table, are listed here as available columns. So if we double click on any one of these, what it's going to do is it's going to insert a reference to that column here in our formula. So we want to multiply unit price times quantity sold. So let's double click on unit price. Great. Hit space. Hit the asterisk for multiply, space. And we're going to double click on quantity sold and click OK. And there we go. Now we've got unit price times quantity sold as sales. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and discard and close because I'm not as interested in that. Let's do one more example so we can drill the idea a little bit. Make sure it's solid in your head. Let's head over to sales per square foot. I'm going to click on that. So here we've got 4 different stores. We've got the state they occurred in, the total sales from last year, and the square footage. And this is nice, but what we really want is we want the total sales per square foot. So let's go ahead and make that calculation. I'm going to click on the table. This is sales per square foot in that sheet. Here's the table. Head over to the Power Query tab, get data from table. Okay, again, we want to add a custom column. So we're going to go up to Add Column, Add Custom Column. I'm going to bring this down. Now I'm going to call this column Sales per SF, for square foot. Okay, so you can actually type these in. So I'm going to do this the double click method first because that's what I do in real life, but just in a second I'll do it by hand just so you can see what that looks like. We want the total sales divided by the square footage. So let's double click on total sales, space, divided by square footage, and click OK. Now I've got sales per square foot. Great. Let's do it again. Let's do it by hand this time. I'm going to undo that step, and I'm going to add a custom column. So the real challenge here is spelling this correctly. Let's bring this. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, so we're going to call this total sales per square foot. I'll write it out this way. Okay, so to do this, as you might expect, there's nothing magical about it. We're just going to type what you get if you double click. So that's the double click method. What we want to do is open a square bracket to reference a column. Well, which column do you want to reference? We want the value from total sales last year. Close the square bracket. Okay, so we want to go get the number from total sales last year. Do you want me to do anything with it? Why, yes, I do. I want you to divide it by the square footage. Oh, well, what do you mean by the square footage? Well, go get the value from the square footage column. Great. And we're going to click OK. All right, fairly easy. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next video.